Hello and welcome to another night of football here on STSPN. We are here at the Snohomish Stadium, where Snohomish will be taking on the visiting Lake Stephen Vikings. My name is Phil Bernard, and here with me, as always, is Garrett Landry.
How you doing tonight, Phil?
I'm doing all right. It's the end of a long week, so ready for some exciting football.
A little bit of Friday night football. I'm pretty pumped myself. Should be quite the matchup tonight.
Oh, it's going to be something all right.
Looks like we just had the coin flip. And for those watching at home, can't see, but tonight is Pink Out Night in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which is in October. They're getting a little bit of a jump start here tonight.
A little bit of head start, never hurts.
But good crowd on hand. Student section rocking all the pink. Quite a bit of fans in the visiting Lake Stephen section as well. Always good to see.
Yeah, Lake Stevens fans have plenty of reason to come cheer on their team with the success they've been having so far this year.
Yeah, 3-0 is not a bad way to start the season.
3-0 and three very dominant performances is definitely an excellent way to start it off.
And then you got Snohomish on the flip side, who's still looking to get their first win of the season. You think they got a chance tonight to get that first win?
Well, there's always a chance. I think it's a small one. But they got a chance, you know. They're going to go out there, they're going to play, and it's the beauty of football.
Anything can happen.
Any given Friday, as they say.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's much of a chance either, if I must say, but you never know.
Yeah, you do never know. What prediction you got for the score tonight?
Well, last three games, the Lake Stevens has put up 49, 42, and 49. So it's fair to assume they're going to put up 40-some tonight. So I'm going to go 42, and Snohomish averaging, 7 points a game, or what was that stat?
Let's see, they have 25. They got shut out in their last game, so that's going to skew it. 2 games before that put up 25 and 35 in each game, so.
Okay, so I'm thinking 42-14.
All right, I'm going to go 55-7.
55-7.
55-7, Lake Stevens winning.
Okay,
so far
let's jot these down. It seems that we always mess these up, so let's get these written down.
So our mistake can be memorialized. That'll be good.
Be perfect. 55-7. Ambitious.
Yeah, I think it'll be good. You know, it's predicting the lopsided score line, but as we said, anything can happen, so it should be an exciting night either way.
It's a beautiful night for football, a nice crisp fall day.
Yeah, the overcast earlier today, a little worried we're going to have some rain, but it looks like that's holding off.
Yeah, I think it's predicted to hold off throughout the game, so it may come into play later on, but looks like it's going to be a perfect night for some football. As we still have the crowd coming in slowly, it looks like it's going to be a pretty packed house for an important game.
So much marching band out there. I'm impressed by them. They've been pretty good so far in this pregame.
Yes, they have. They're dressed well, if I can say so.
Can you say so?
I guess I will say so. They're dressed very well in their uniforms. I had to have our cameraman point over that way, but he's focused on the field for now.
I think that's an important place for the camera for football to be focused.
But as we progress along during the night, we'll try to keep you updated on the rest of the scores around the league if we can pull those up. We have a huge game on STSPN 1, Glacier Peak and Meadowdale.
That should be a great one.
Now, I think that one's going to be a lot closer
yeah, those
of
are
a game.
Both real good teams. My prediction for that one is that Glacier Peak is still going to win. Probably something around 35, 25, somewhere in that ballpark.
Okay, yeah, I could see that. I mean, it is home for Meadowdale, so that could give them an extra advantage. Meadowdale's been playing well this season. They are pretty so-so as far as standings go. They're 1-2 overall in the South 3A, so Snohomish is 0-3 as we mentioned before in the bottom of the 4A standings here. As our mascot looks like he came out riding on a motorcycle there. I don't know if you saw that.
That's the Snohomish Panther riding around on the sidecar of a motorcycle as Snohomish's team takes the field.
Sorry, easily distracted there. That was quite Oh, and he just ran over.
A Lake Stevens player just got hit by the motorcycle. Everyone appears to be okay.
Everyone is okay.
But, bit of a mishap. And the pregame celebrations are checking on the Panther, making sure he's all right.
That might be the biggest hit of the night. That's a pretty strong start there by the Panthers.
That was number 56, Lars Eklund, the linebacker for Lake Stevens, getting taken out by the motorcycle.
6'3", 250. That couldn't have felt good on the mascot.
No, that was... Looked like he did a little bit of a roll up and over the hood of the sidecar for the damage. The Vikings' own mascot out on the field, not attacking the other team.
So we got both teams lining up here for the national anthem.
Is that kind of like a wildlife mauling? The fact that the Panther ran him over?
You know, I'm not sure. Not too often you see that.
We're not gonna need to call animal control. Get some tranquilizers out here.
No, I think we're gonna be okay. But I see you got the bad jokes tonight, so that takes some pressure off of me.
Oh, I'm all over them.
Please stand and remove your hats as the Snohomish Marine Corps Junior ROTC presents our national colors, and remain standing until the colors are lowered at the side of the field.
Snohomish Band could be playing the national anthem.
Cadet Staff Sergeant Saran Schiller. She is assisted by Cadet Gunnery Sergeant Kristen Mayers, Cadet Sergeant Peter Bigger, and Corporal Jessica Dever. The band is directed by Joe Bortman.
Rendition of our national anthem there by the Snohomish Band.
Yeah, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Our pregame show tonight, as short as it ended up being, is presented to you by American Family Insurance. Gilpin Realty, our presenting sponsor tonight, bringing you the broadcast tonight, excuse me. Fight song now going for Snohomish. At least I assume that is. Could be wrong.
As the color guard leaves the field, looks like both teams respecting the color guard as they exit. Cheerleaders also getting into the spirit tonight with pink. Looks like Snohomish, they have pink socks and pink t-shirts, and then the Lake Stevens, they got the pink pom-poms going.
Pink pom-poms are pretty nice. They're shiny.
Snohomish getting pumped up early, and I'm going to guess they're going to come out firing.
We'll see how it goes. We're giving a look at who's going to be taking the first kick. In a game like this, heard it be called trap games where the team has been performing well and they're going to a team that hasn't been, and you get a little overconfident, you can be caught sleeping. So it's important that Lake Stevens keeps their focus and comes out playing well.
Yeah, those trap games can really ruin a season if you're not careful.
Big upset earlier in this year for college football. Montana knocking off, beating champion team, and then going out the next week and dropping the game. So it's one of those, you got to be careful, you got to stay focused.
Should be interesting to see how this one plays out.
Yeah, you got any players that you're going to be keeping your eye on tonight?
Well, for Lake Stevens, it looks like it's going to be their quarterback, Eason. I expect him to have another strong game. He's been averaging a couple hundred yards in the air over the last few weeks. And running backs looks to mix it up with Tapua and Grimes. Both have averaged a fair amount of yards, over 200 as well, on the ground against their various opponents. So look for those three players to be pretty big impact players. They got a good receiving set as well. So that'll be fun to watch. What about you on the Snohomish side?
Well, for Snohomish, we got, their starting quarterback is Kobe McDaniel. And a big part of this game is going to be what he and their running back, Ty Roth, are able to produce. As we mentioned, their first two games scoring pretty well, 25 points against Glacier and 35 against Arlington, but then getting shut out against Monroe. So they're really going to have to try to, if they want a chance in this game, keep that production up they had those first two games. Giving up at least 42 points each game, though, so I think the key is really going to be what their defense is able to do. Lake Stevens for the kickoff.
Get underway here. And with that,
of the game, coming down to about the 20 before bouncing out of bounds.
Not a strong start right there for Lake Stevens. Kicking it out of bounds. Ball should be placed here on the 35-yard line, I believe.
It is on the 35, that is correct. So pretty good field position starting out for Snohomish.
That could be the spark they need to run away with this game. You see what I did there?
No.
Running?
No, I still don't see that.
All right.
Draw me a picture.
That's okay. Never been much of an artist.
It's probably true. All right, we have Snohomish lining up for the first snap of the game. While throwing it out wide, completed.
That's out to Keegan Stitch.
Bit of an edge there for a good gain. Got about 5 or 6 yards on the play, so good first play there for Snohomish. Getting themselves off to a good start. So they're marking it at 4 yards, so it'll be on the 39.
I like that early look, a little pass play to kind of get your offensive game started and give your quarterback a chance to get his first throw under his belt and see what McDaniel can do from here and see if that gets him confidence.
Hands it off this time. A little good running grip, lowers his shoulder.
That was Stitch again with that nice run. Involved here on the first two plays, and it looks like he's close to the first down. Looks like it's going to be 3rd and inches here on the 44, almost 45-yard line.
That's what you got to do. Just get enough yards, keep yourself in manageable positions.
It looks like they earned enough for a first down.
So that is going to be an Umpqua Bank first down, the first one of the game. Snohomish coming out looking pretty good these first few plays. Freeman in the backfield. Ball snap, handed off, running to the left.
Stitch couldn't turn the corner there.
Good coverage of the safety there coming out to make the tackle.
That looked like it was number 15, Riley Crittens with the tackle. The 5'11" senior.
Snohomish is doing a good job so far in this early few set of plays, spreading the field, getting it out wide.
Let's see if they air it out here. It looks like.
Right receivers. McDaniel's throwing to the left. It is caught, brought down by Riley Responte, who was then tackled out of bounds.
Looks like Crittens with the tackle again from Lake Stevens. So safety is getting involved early, making some important tackles, and could be the difference maker in this game.
Could be. Snohomish now crossing the line into Lake Stevens territory for a short third down. Third and manageable, got 4 yards to go. Looking like it might be another pass, and it is. He drops back, jumps as he throws, hit as he catches, an impressive catch.
It looked like they tried to set up the screen there, and the defense immediately sniffed it out.
That was a great catch by Stitch. Ball a little ways off behind over his right shoulder. Was able to make the catch and hold on to it while getting hits. That does bring up 4th down.
This Lake Stevens defense is really tough. They only gave up 79 yards of total offense to Mount Vernon last week, so look for them to be a big part of this game as well, not only on the offensive side, but they're very, very well stacked on the defensive side, so it could be a huge difference maker.
Looks like McDaniels also being the punter run into as he gets it off. Ball lands just short of the 35, takes a favorable bounce.
And McDaniel slow to get up. Looks like he got hit after the kick there. No flag thrown for running in or roughing the kicker at all.
It's a little surprising to keep your starting quarterback out there to do the punts. I mean, I guess it sets you up if you want to do a fake, some sort of trick play, but it wasn't about race guys we saw there for getting hit.
Looks like there was a flag on the play.
Very late flag coming out. See what that's for.
As the refs meet in the middle.
That's on Lake Stevens. That could be costly. We'll give Snohomish another first down.
Looks like it was a legal procedure by Snohomish, and Lake Stevens has declined. They will not re-kick the ball. Happy with their field position, which I can understand why.
Yeah, being on your own 40 is pretty good. I believe it was last week that Eason threw a 60-yard touchdown pass, so this is within his striking range. They go to hand it off for the first time. Running to the right is number 29,
He cuts back, stays in bounds.
A great run. Pulling a pile with him. You can see how this Snohomish defense has given up as many points as they have as they did not do a good job tackling there. We have an injured Snohomish player down on the field now.
Can't quite see the number there. It looked like it was one of the players involved in that initial tackle. Looks like he is moving, and he is able to get up on his knees there, so that's a good sign.
Coaching staff out making sure he's okay.
It's quite the run by the wideout from Lake Stevens there. He thought he was going out of bounds. I think the whole Snohomish defense thought he was going out of bounds, and he cut it up to the side and stayed in bounds there and gained an extra 5 to 8 yards there.
The injured player for Snohomish is Gavin Bullock.
That was Ian Schneider on that large gain.
So getting some running production even out of their wideouts. Got another penalty. This one looks like a Lake Stevens.
Looks like a false start.
I didn't see anybody move, but the refs have a better vantage point than we do, obviously. That'll give them a first down and 15.
We'll make it first and 15.
Good field position yet again, though, for Lake Stevens. Just one play, and they're already down on the 34-yard line here of Snohomish.
Pulling out to his left, throwing back across the field. That looks like pass interference to me, and indeed a flag is thrown.
That ball intended for Hunter Ekstrom there, number 37 for the Vikings.
Ty Roth for Snohomish was all over it way before the ball came, never made a play on it. Easy call for the refs.
Yeah, quite an easy call for the refs there. He didn't give the receiver a chance to go up to the ball, just hooked his arms there on the backside, and that will be a spot foul, so that's going to take the ball all the way down to in the red zone here.
See what they spotted. They haven't moved the chains yet.
Refs, a little bit of slower start for the refs as well here, trying to figure things out.
There it is pass interference.
See where they mark this ball off here.
Set the mark yet. Looks like it. Now they are marking it. It'll be on the 19-yard line.
So it looked like it was just a 15-yard penalty there, not a spot foul, excuse me.
So that is another Umpqua Bank first down for Lake Stevens.
Ball on the 19 here.
Handing the ball off to the running back who finds some room, making players miss. A good stiff arm, falling forward. A powerful run.
By Andrew Grimes there.
Very impressive to the right. Looked like he picked up enough for an Umpqua Bank first down. It's going to be first and goal.
Nice little counter run there to really get through the middle and broke a couple tackles, and that stiff arm, that is intimidating.
It wasn't look like they had it. Started with a fake handoff to Ian Schneider, who had already shown that he can burn the defense. And pulled the defense, shifted him off balance, got the play going the other way.
Easton out to his left.
Rolling out to his left, throwing to the end zone. It's caught. Looking like he towed it. Waiting to see.
And the signal is a touchdown.
Touchdown.
Lake Stevens.
Lake Stevens on the board. First touchdown of the night. McDaniel's do it center touchdown. So off to an early start. That looked pretty easy for Lake Stevens, just marching down the field. Predictions looking like they might be pretty safe tonight.
Not much defensive pressure there by the Snohomish Panthers.
That shows, as we mentioned there, the previous games, the number of points that they gave up as the kick is up and good. Lake Stevens now up 7-0.
Knudsen with the extra point there for Lake Stevens, and expect him to be busy tonight.
Absolutely. That's about what we expected from the Lake Stevens offense. As many dangerous weapons as they have, making it look easy as they come down.
Only really one significant passing play there, and they got the penalty on that play, but really just all on the ground doing most of the yards.
In the passes for the touchdown.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
That's a pretty important one.
Yeah, that's important.
The one that gets you the points is pretty important.
I was talking about leading up to that play.
Oh,
I should say. Yeah.
Of course, yes.
So with 8 minutes and 10 seconds to go here in the first quarter, early lead for Lake Stevens. See if Snohomish can battle back here and put some points on the board.
The kicker for Lake Stevens tonight is Karsten Knudsen, is the pronunciation we got from the student representative for Lake Stevens. So if that's incorrect, I apologize.
Way to throw him under the bus.
I don't know him.
It's like 21 with the ball.
Running to his right, has a good running room, gets hit, finds his way forward. That was a good return out to the 30-yard line.
Reaching for those extra couple yards there after he got tackled.
Or after contact. Can't get
Well, he was tackled, and then he reached out, and looks like they're still spotting it for you.
Okay, I get what you're saying. All right.
So let's see if the Snohomish Panthers here can march it down the field a little bit further and keep more possession of this ball. Their last drive came up short, about midfield, and
Daniels handing it off, not fooled at all. Was the Lake Stevens defense. I think it was number 52 on the tackle. That's Zach Kalani.
that was Stitch with the run again, not even getting back to the line of scrimmage, so officially a loss of 1. Really depending on the running back so far a lot in this game, and looks like the defense is prepared for that, so they might need to start airing the ball out over the top to kind of get some more room and clear up the box a little bit.
On that one, Snohomish's line really not setting the edge, not giving him any blocking. Stitch having nowhere to go, and he was hit immediately after getting possession of the ball. McDaniel's rolling out to his right on this one, throwing down the field, bouncing off the chest of his receiver.
Looks like that was Responte with the drop pass there. Would have been a short gain, but it would have been a nice pickup there on second down, but
Going to give them more manageable for their third down here. 3rd and 11, long way to go.
nice little design play, the rollout. I like that call. Pick up a few yards, but unfortunately the receiver couldn't come up with the ball. It looked like he was ready to turn and run with the ball before he brought it in.
little loss of focus. Was also surrounded by defensive players. Daniels ready for the snap again. Hands the ball off to Sigigane, who takes it around to the left. Tackle looks like he stayed in bounds. He may have gotten the first down. The refs are marking it as an Umpqua Bank first down as he was able to get down across the 40-yard line. So a great run there, getting to the edge, beating the defenders this time, and good athletic effort to stay in bounds.
Really turned it into an extra gear there once he reached the edge and was able to get down the sideline quick.
I don't know if you're noticing the sideboards here for Snohomish on the sidelines. They've got an NYPD sign, it's even a Seahawks sign. They're getting creative with theirs.
Very familiar to the Oregon Ducks offensive coordinator there and using those same signs.
Ooh, a little bit looks like a miscommunication on the handoff there. Wasn't McDaniels the running back. It looked like the running back was quite ready to take it.
Looks like no gain on the play there.
Even with the miscommunication, at least we're able to get back to the line of scrimmage. Those are a couple signs of lack of focus so far. Snohomish need to tighten it up a little bit. Just to make life easier on themselves instead of putting themselves in these second and third as long as they are.
Let's see if they can pick up a few yards here and make it a more manageable third down.
Two student bodies having a bit of a cheer off currently. Daniel's throwing it out wide. It is caught by Stitch, who's then tackled right about the line of scrimmage. So not a big gain.
Not really a gain at all.
Not a gain at all. Snohomish really spreading the field east and west, but they're not taking it north and south. They're not getting the ball deep down the field. It's allowing Lake Stevens defense to play a little bit closer.
They're certainly going to want to look to change that as this game progresses to pick up some more manageable yards and put themselves in a better position to get these first downs.
Even just to open up the field a little bit, make them keep the defense honest just by testing them deep. This one they was 10 yards. See perhaps a longer pass. Nowhere to throw. McDaniel sacked. Now 12-yard loss there for Snohomish. So a big tackle.
That was Michael Nelson who came up with that sack there. The senior, the 6'2 senior. Big sack there. Looked like he had a couple men open downfield and was about ready to get rid of that ball and brought him down by, looks like almost just his shoes there. He almost got away.
Yeah, McDaniel's just not being able to set his feet had defensive players in his face almost immediately. High snap for the kicker. McDaniel's gets it off.
A little bit of a better punt this time.
It's picked up though. Good run, making a few players miss. It's across midfield. He's got room. Only McDaniel's there to stop him. And he does. Knocks him out of bounds on the 24-yard line. So fantastic field position.
I'm thinking this one's going to be coming back. Looked like there on that first block, there was a huge block by one of the Lake Stevens players on a Snohomish Panther there, but I think they might either call it blocking the back or almost targeting. He was almost a defenseless player there.
There is a flag. I didn't see it as I was watching the play run down, and it is coming back. Good eye there, Garrett. At least you're good for something.
I have my moments. Let's see what the official call is here.
Big penalty. It's bringing it back to the 30-yard line.
It is a block in the back there on Lake Stevens.
It's about a 30 or 40-yard penalty.
Based on where they are, I guess that's a huge penalty.
Where they were, but Lake Stevens offense with the success out of the first drive. Looking pretty calm. Empty backfield this time for Easton.
Little end around.
Coming around. Tackled, but carrying his man forward. Getting close to the 40. Looks like he's just a few yards short. So a good run there. We've seen some good creativity from Lake Stevens offense.
Not really trying to run it up the middle. Just simple little end arounds when trusting your receivers to block there. And they're so far winning the battle against the DBs. Another empty. One running back there, not an empty backfield.
Ooh, looks like somebody jumped. We'll see who that's on. Looks like it's going to be offsides against Snohomish. So a little bit of undisciplined play from both teams. Number of penalties so far. That is 5 yards, which will give Lake Stevens a first down, an equal bank first down. And these are the kind of penalties when you are a team like Snohomish, who are a little bit, of the underdog, shall we say. Having mistakes like that aren't going to help you.
No, those are huge mistakes there. If you want to try to stay competitive and stay in this game, you can't be giving up simple mistakes like that.
Easy, hit right after he was thrown. His receiver slipping and falling to the ground. There's another flag on the play. Only a couple-yard gain.
Flag coming from the edge here. Not sure. It could have been rough in the passer. It looked like he got there just after he threw the ball away, though.
Be a pretty tough call if that's what it is.
Looked like a legal man downfield by Lake Stevens.
So, as I mentioned, a little bit of undisciplined play from both teams. Lake Stevens this time with a mistake, costing them the short gain, 5 yards.
So the replay first down here after marking off, looks like 5 yards for that penalty. That was great to see Snohomish get some penetration in the backfield there and get a hit on Eason.
That was good. Pressure like that is going to help their linebackers make some plays. Got a lot of room in the hole. He's going to go all the way. Easy run there.
And that's a touchdown, Lake Stevens.
For Grimes. Let's count that up. 65-yard touchdown run for Grimes. McDaniel's doing sensor touchdown for Grimes, 65 yards. Making it look too easy, finding a hole right down the middle.
Did he even get touched there?
If he did, he shook it off like he didn't.
There was just a huge hole there. The offensive line really making it easy for the running back there, just cutting it outside, and all the safeties had stepped up, so it was just open field for the running back.
14-0, Lake Stevens.
Knutson with another extra point. Making a bid for the player of the game early here, the adrenaline fundraising player of the game.
Yeah, could be. Impressive start from Lake Stevens. Our predictions may not have even been high enough if this rate keeps up.
Showing some offensive firepower here, that's for sure.
We've mentioned their weapon, but 2 running backs having games over 200 yards, quarterback averaging as high as he is.
And they've had some success on the receivers too. I mean, Schneider's had over 100-yard game. Krenz has had over 100-yard gain. This team is just full of offensive weapons, and their defense not too bad on the other side too. So really a challenge here for Snohomish to get some points on the board, because at this rate it doesn't look like Lake Stevens is going to slow down. So Snohomish has pretty much got to keep up at this point. And Lake Stevens with the kick.
Good long kick this time, down to about the 10-yard line. Running back to the middle, finding nowhere to go. A good tackle there by the Lake Stevens player. Able to get around the blockers, make that tackle, prevent him from being able to get a big return. Just out to the 22-yard line. Snohomish taking over on offense.
I'd really like to see the Snohomish offense get it started here. I feel like they've had a couple plays that show that they're capable of it, but let's see if they can string some plays together here and march down the field and get some points on the board.
Definitely was some sparks of opportunity for them. Handing off the ball here, going nowhere, pushed back.
Lake Stevens really winning the battle in the trenches so far, and you hope the Snohomish offense of line, I should say, can battle back here and create some holes for their running back.
Yeah, opening up those channels for the running back. He's running hard, but he's just getting hit in the backfield. And
he's getting moving very quick. It's almost impressive, his speed just right after getting the ball, but he's immediately getting stopped. There is no holes for him to run through.
He's hitting the hole hard, but the hole is also filled with 3 mixed defense players each time, it seems like. McDaniel's scrambling, making a couple of players miss. He's got some open room down across the 40 as he tries to get to the edge and is finally brought down by number 33 for Lake Stevens. That was Alvarado Atipo making the tackle, but a great scrambling improvisation
A
from McDaniels.
22-yard run there by the quarterback on a scramble, making 2 defenders miss. And I think it was almost 4 defenders there, I should say, and quite the scramble, and the biggest play of the night there for the Snohomish.
So they're earning their second Umpqua Bank first down of the game. See if they can build off of that and get some more production. Really good wheels there from McDaniel.
Jack of all trades.
This time he's rolling out to his right. Looks like he's going to keep it himself again. Out across the 50, or down to the 50, sorry, where he was tackled. So finding some success with the quarterback sneaks. Or not sneaks, keeps, sorry. Not so sneaky when you're just running the ball.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't exactly call that sneaky, but it works.
Yeah, keep. That's what I meant to say.
So ball at midfield here. This is a promising drive so far by Snohomish, and if you're a Snohomish fan, you hope they keep this going. And
I don't think you're really anybody watching the game except for Lake Stevens fans. It's a good thing to see. You want to see some excitement. McDaniel's keeping it himself this time again. This time, getting it down to about the 48-yard line. 32 now.
3 straight plays there by the quarterback, just keeping the ball himself, putting the team on his back, and setting up their first really manageable 3rd down of the game.
I've been impressed with McDaniel so far. He's been mobile. He's made good decisions so far. Had the one drop last drive from one of his receivers, but other than that, he's been playing well. Ball handed off.
Looks like he went to the fullback there.
Close to the first down. It looks like one referee is marking it good, one ref is marking it just short.
Looks like they're going to the far ref there, and
Well, it's right on the line. That's going to be a real close one.
they may have to measure here.
I think it looks like they got it, but it's going to be close.
Looks like they are going to stop the clock here and going to bring it out for a measurement.
So much better offensive drive this time from Snohomish. McDaniel's just sort of putting the team on his back and making some plays happen. What else would you like to see from your quarterback, your team leader?
And it is a first down for Snohomish, just by the nose of the ball.
Well, I'm calling a big first down on this drive. Snohomish really picking it up.
Just like we were mentioning, we're hoping that they could start stringing some plays together, and they really have. It's making for an exciting drive here and getting the Snohomish fans behind them. The Lake Stevens fans had taken some momentum. I mean, teams outplaying the other team, but now trying to get their home fans involved and
that's the end of the first quarter.
come to a close here in the first quarter with Lake Stevens leading 14-0 here at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Snohomish. Quite the first quarter there, Phil.
Well, it was Lake Stevens coming out firing on all cylinders early. Snohomish, they need to finally get themselves at least some amount of success on offense here. See if they'll be able to finish this drive off, get some points on the board.
They will be starting in Lake Stevens territory, which is their best field position so far, and an exciting place to be here to start the second quarter, and see if they can march down the field, get some points on the board, and then put in their defense's hand to quiet down this Lake Stevens powerful offense.
That's where I think this game is going to be tough for Snohomish. Defense so far not being able to really slow down Lake Stevens.
I think they just have too many weapons there. I mean, the quarterback can either air it out, got the end arounds, the running backs are nothing to laugh at. So it's hard to predict as a defensive coach and a defensive player what to play for.
Yeah, you mentioned Lake Stevens having 2 running backs, multiple receivers, all able to run impressive through the air. Haven't seen him run it yet, but
I'm sure he can too.
when he's taken it and rolled out wide, he's looked like he's pretty fast. So a lot of things to cover. It's hard to mark it all.
And we have a timeout here by Snohomish.
Quick one in the corner. Must not have, my guess is the B coaches just didn't see something they like.
Let's hope that doesn't come back to bite them there towards the end of this first half. It's an early time to be calling your first time out.
It really is.
Quite impressed with this crowd here. The student section looks like it's overflowing for Snohomish, with the band going all crazy and the fans all dressed in their pink here. Great job, Snohomish fans.
Yeah, it is impressive. Lake Stevens, though, also filling up their entire student section.
I wouldn't say as much. Let's give the hometown crowd a little bit of a advantage for fan support here, but
I think that's fair, but good turnout for both teams.
for a visiting team, that is a very good crowd.
The theme of pink working for both teams, one team's colors being red, one team being purple, just a few shades off that pink anyway.
Bad snap.
That snapped. McDaniel back and down at the 40-yard line. High snap over his head. He did a good job recovering it.
Smart play by the senior there to just fall on that ball and not try to make something crazy happen. That's when those Lake Stevens defenders were ready to tackle or knock that ball away. So, very smart move by the senior.
Yeah, defenders there instead of doing, again, mistakes like that are what's going to kill you. Snohomish looking to have a pretty good drive going, starting, moving down the field, getting some progress, and then play like that.
Almost a 15-yard loss on that back snap.
So it's now going to be second and very long. McDaniel's looking, throwing down the field, tipped off the hand of his receiver, thrown high.
Just a little high for Responte there. He got a finger on the ball, and luckily no Lake Stevens players home to take that back the other way.
That was a dangerous tip. McDaniel needs to do a little bit better job of getting that a little lower and where his player can make where his receiver can make a play on it.
Let's go.
Dancing Viking down there.
Can't help but be inspired by the cheerleaders from both teams, doing very well tonight. I'm a sucker for cheers, what can I say?
I don't know what you can say, but McDaniel's now having a long third down. Looking for a player, throwing it out to his left. Immediately
Ball
tackled.
comes out.
So he recovered it.
No official signal yet.
Lake Stevens players gesturing their own
And
way.
that is going to be Lake Stevens' ball. A huge turnover by the Snohomish Panthers there. Looked like the ball just got jarred loose by that big hit there on the far side on the receiver.
It was a tough break. It looked like they were going to be at least able to punt it down and put potentially pin Lake Stevens back in tough field position, but now the Vikings taking over on the 47-yard line. A short field for an already dangerous offense. Got three wideouts on the left side here. Ball snapped. Eason rolling to his left and finding one of them. The spin move making player miss. You're being tackled down across the 30.
That's Brandon Otis with quite the spin move there to make that first defender miss. And you just hate to see that as a fan of football, to see Snohomish really starting to piece that first successful drive together, and that poor snap that knocked them back, and they had that second down and long, and then giving up that turnover to give Lake Stevens back the ball, already down 14-0.
Tough turn of events for him. Eason throwing down the field, wide open receiver, caught the ball, touchdown Lake Stevens.
Another McDaniels Do-It Center touchdown by Lake Stevens. Looked like that was number 37, Hunter Ekstrom, wide open over the top. Looks like the safeties had stepped up there, and Ekstrom made the most of it and caught an easy touchdown for the goal. And it looks like it was offsides on Snohomish on the extra point. And they will decline that. Looks like they will re-kick, seeing as the play was blown dead before the kick.
Nuts in with another kick.
And it's good, and with that, Lake Stevens takes a huge lead, a 21-0 lead, with 10 minutes and 42 seconds to go in this game, in this half, I should say.
You should say.
I'm saying a lot of things today, and most of them right, many wrong so far.
Most of them right, many wrong?
You do the math.
I don't wanna. It's too late in the week for math. Still over 10 minutes left in the half, and Lake Stevens opening up a sizable lead. Snohomish, when they were just down by 2, were looking okay.
By two scores.
By 2 scores, I should say. And now they're getting put in a tough spot, down by 21. They're gonna really need to get this offense going on this drive.
You gotta think they have to put some points on the board on this drive right here, or this game is gonna be put out of reach, because they haven't been able to stop Lake Stevens yet. At this rate, were our predictions, bold as they were,
might not have been bold enough, but last play,
Knudsen going for a little short, almost onside kick.
Hard hit.
Looks like that was number 33, Armando Etipo, with that huge hit on the Snohomish Panther there.
That was Zach Boswell returning the ball and taking the hit.
Boswell able to hold on to the ball. I'm impressed with that alone. That was a big hit, but hey, if they're going to try that onside kick, they're not really saying that their opponent has much of an offense, so they're taking the risk there to get the ball and on the 40 here.
Right decision.
Gutsy call.
Really was. McDaniel taking back over on offense. Players in his face took a big hit as he threw it downfield, overthrowing his receivers by about 10 yards, and he looks like he is down.
Slow to get up, and I don't blame him. That was quite the hit by number 26, I think it was there. Andrew Grimes doing it on both sides of the ball.
That was. He is out there lined up, so coming in and McDaniel getting the ball off pretty quickly. He really didn't have any time.
I think he just put that up once he saw the defender rushing in, which smart play by the quarterback, but really paid the price there.
Senior making the smart decision, putting the ball out of reach, making sure that it wasn't no chance of a turnover. Handing the ball off this time.
Couple yard gain out to the 42. Snohomish cheerleaders trying to get their fans behind this team to try to get some momentum back on their side.
Snohomish here, lining up for another 3rd and long.
Just about 10 minutes to go here in the first half.
So there's still a lot of game to be played. They're only down by 3 scores, so a touchdown here gets them at least the chance to get back into it. Daniel with a late handoff.
Not much rush there by the Lake Stevens defense. Really dropped back for coverage.
Did a good job there, making sure that no big play was made for Snohomish. Got it out just short of the 50-yard line. So 4th and 6. So not the production that Snohomish was hoping for.
They will be punting it away.
Keep expecting some sort of trick play with McDaniel out there as the punter as well.
And it looks like they were a man short, so the quarterback punter there making a good call for his team to make sure that we have enough people out there.
Another high snap. A good job getting the punt off. Bounce is picked up by number 11 for Lake Stevens, who's running the ball back down the middle. A big block laid out there by number 5, Tristan Keith.
Almost a touchdown saving tackle for from Jess Harris there.
That was the Snohomish player who got blocked. That was John Johnston, who is still down on the field, and he looks like he's hurt. I'm sorry, that was actually 84, Jake Norman.
A couple big blocks so far in this game, and a couple players have been knocked down pretty hard. Let's hope they're minor situations here, but
this one looking like he might be more of a serious injury, which is you never want to see. Fingers crossed, hoping that he's okay. Looks like they're working on his left leg. He's got his knee bent. Players from both sidelines showing good sportsmanship and taking knees.
as the quiet falls all over the stadium.
It's something no one wants to see, regardless of which team or school you're from. You never want to see a player go down. Coaches and the training staff still out there working on it. Looks like he's up, being assisted to the sideline. He is up and walking, so that's a good sign.
It's good to see him under his own power there.
And he is limping pretty heavily on that left leg, so
He was down for a while. I was worried it was going to be something serious. Let's hope that maybe just got the wind knocked out of him, plus the leg injury, and he'll be taken care of here on the sideline, and hopefully nothing lasts too long.
as play resumes, there's about just under 9 minutes left on the clock. It's the first half.
Now let's see if this Snohomish team can stop this Lake Stevens offense for the first time today and try to force a 3-and-out here, or maybe even a turnover. They need something to get their team started.
A turnover and a big momentum shift would go a long way.
Low snap.
But Easton is able to get the ball off. Open receiver, diving catch, but not able to come up with it. It was number 15, Blake May, just ball in and out of his hands.
Actually, I think that was Riley Crins there with a nice diving effort and just couldn't come up with the ball there. That was quite the play as the quarterback was rushed again, which is a great sign from the Snohomish D line. They're getting penetration now, but the crafty quarterback is just getting that ball away just in time. Still getting the hit though, so that might take a toll on him as this game progresses.
Something that's important for defenses to do, make the quarterback at least think about it while he's dropping back.
Might have been what the difference right there, and might have been able to put that a little bit more on target if he wasn't rushed.
A good play for both players, just unfortunately wanted to convert. Eason throwing
The
the ball
screen.
again. Screen, good catch again for number 15. That was Riley Krentz. Getting the ball down across the 40-yard line for another Umpqua Bank first down.
Nice stop there by number 19 of Snohomish, Peyton Plucker, able to stop the running back in open field and really prevent a huge gain. That screen was well set up. The defense fell for it all the way, and he had nothing but green grass in front of him, or green turf, I should say, and the Snohomish came up with a huge defensive stand.
Make that play, but that screen, not something we've seen so far, and that was Eason coming around to his left and throwing back across the field, showing how dangerous that can be. Grimes tripped as he used the ball.
Even the simple run plays that they're doing, they're still getting 5-6 yards on these plays, and you hope that the Snohomish Panthers can really start closing up those holes a little bit more to limit those runs.
As I said, Grimes getting tripped almost as he had the ball, but still finding production, able to get some progress. 6-yard gain. Defensive cheers for the Snohomish home crowd. Hoping to spur their team on. Direct snap. He's got room, making a couple players miss.
Oh, the ball comes out.
This looks like Snohomish might have come down with it. That'd be a big stop.
And it is a touchback for the Snohomish Panthers. A huge turnover. That turnover that they really needed. It looks like Snohomish will take over on the 20-yard line.
A play like that can be a big momentum swing. Prevents Lake Stevens from getting another score. Ball just popping loose there from Grimes. That was a interesting play with the ball being direct snap.
Looked like it almost got punched out from behind. It looked like he had plenty of room and was on his way into the end zone, and the ball just plopped right out. And Snohomish coming up with the recovery, and let's see if this can add some momentum to their side and get some points on the board. The much overdue and much needed points for the Panthers.
Good defensive hustle from the linebackers, getting back to make that play. Handoff, run up the middle, fighting, pushing the pile, getting a few yards. It's good to see him getting a few extra yards after contact there from the Snohomish offense.
Looked like that was another poor snap by the center there for Snohomish. He's had a couple that have gone awry so far. Let's hope he can clean that up so they don't give the ball right back to Lake Stevens.
Would be a tough break for McDaniel, doing a good job so far of being able to wrangle in any of those errant snaps and still make something of the play. McDaniel handing the ball off again, running back looking for room to the right. Getting a few more yards.
Really a difference in the game so far is Lake Stevens is able to pick up 5-6 yards on each one of their runs, but on the flip side, Snohomish is only picking up a couple yards each time and really hurting them here. Not able to set themselves up for manageable third downs. This is 3rd and 3, which isn't far out of reach, but with the way that Lake Stevens defense has been playing, it's a tough situation.
That's for sure. McDaniels again hands the ball off, fighting the pile, but not getting anywhere. Looks like he went backwards at the end there.
It looks like his forward progress is getting marked up pretty far. It looks like he's being marked at the 30 with his forward progression, and enough for a first down.
I'm calling a big first down there. Good spot for Snohomish, fighting for that forward progress as you mentioned before getting pushed backwards.
I did not see him get that far.
I didn't see it either. I thought that he got out to maybe the 28, but Snohomish getting what they need, keeping their drive alive. Gotta capitalize off of Lake Stevens' turnover.
Not much urgency in this drive so far. There is 5 minutes and 40 seconds to go, but
time. McDaniel looking for somebody, nobody open, keeping the ball finally, trying to get around the edge, not able to get far.
And staying in bounds, I can't help but think that clock is going to come into play here. It's a lot of time, but not marching down the field with any sense of urgency and drive.
That was a tackle there from Riley Krenz, who was being dangerous on offense and making himself felt on defense as well. A lot of players going both ways tonight, and making the difference on both sides of the ball.
And the ball
pops
comes out.
I'm not sure if that couldn't quite see what was happening in the middle of the pile, but the ball popped out and was recovered by Lake Stevens, if that is indeed a fumble.
Couldn't even see what happened there. And they are signaling Lake Stevens' ball.
That's got to be killer for Snohomish. Defense finally getting a good stop, getting the turnover, and then their offense going out and giving it right back.
I couldn't even tell what happened there. It looked like the play had pretty much stopped, and all of a sudden the ball just kind of flew out of there. And
yeah, the pile looked like it was down. Ball popped out of it.
refs never blowing their whistle, so it was still a live play, and Lake Stevens coming up with a huge turnover, and you just can't help but hurt there for their Snohomish, and their offense working again, and then just giving up a costly turnover.
I'll tough break. Eason with a lot of time in the pocket, throwing it way down the field into coverage. Ball tipped. Good
Great
play.
defense by the DB there.
Can't quite read his number.
Looks like it was number 41. Jaden McClure with that huge defensive pressure there and just sticking with his receiver all the way down and making a play on the ball as ever right to and batted that ball away.
Did a good job keeping with his man, step for step, and Eason throwing that into a bit of a dangerous situation. There was the defensive player wasn't a good position, but
quite the arm there by the quarterback.
definitely showing off his strength. Eason rolling again to his right, this time looking, throwing back across his body and caught down across for an unclocked first down is Ian Schneider. He's been big so far in the running game, making a catch there.
And yet again, Snohomish just being seconds away from getting a stop in the backfield or getting a sack or forcing a turnover or something, and Eason just makes some magic happen, finds an open receiver downfield, and picks up a good 14 yards there, it looked like.
Oh, a tough throw back across his body, doing a good job to get it to the receiver, keeping it out of the hands of where a defensive player can make a play.
As his coach says, this kid's something special, and I couldn't agree more at this point.
This time rolling to his left, throwing down the field, a wide open Schneider drops the pass, like he was
really first mistake
on his
by
heels.
one of the receivers from Lake Stevens tonight.
Tough drop, it was on first down. We got a few more to pick up that first down, so Lake Stevens in no trouble. 4 minutes left on the clock.
Showing that they do have a slight vulnerability there with just sheer lack of concentration. Another screen play.
Again to Schneider. Making room, spinning off players, shaking off tackles. Finally took two more Snohomish players to get the tackle.
There is a flag down in the backfield. It looked like where one of the linemen were running downfield for the screen.
Might have another illegal player downfield for Lake Stevens. It'll be their second one of the game.
Oh, a holding call, costly holding call on Lake Stevens. The player itself was caught on, can't believe it, but ref saw it and it's coming back. Yet again, though, that screenplay just making the defense, fooling the defense twice now with huge gains on these screenplays. Luckily, they got, this one's coming back, but can't help, they got to talk about that at halftime and prevent those from gashing them too far.
Well, then Schneider, after the catch, the yards after the initial contact, it was impressive, making defenders miss, spinning off tacklers, shaking them off, and it took almost the entire Snohomish defense, it felt like, to get him down.
Really doing his best Taylor Swift impression there.
Oh, God, buddy. Oh, boy. Eason back, a lot of time, throwing down the field. Good catch from number 15, Riley Krenz again, shaking, pushing defenders.
But another flag on the far side there. Could be another costly penalty on the offense that might bring this another huge gain back, and mental mistakes by Lake Stevens could be costing them more offensive production.
Certainly be slowing them down. We'll see who is on, though. Looks like they might be indicating that it's against Snohomish. But it is a
Holding on the defense there, so huge call. I thought that might be going the other way, but
So 2 holding calls, back-to-back plays on opposite teams.
and that penalty will be declined, and they will take that huge gain on the play. Looks like the ball we spot all the way down at the 19-yard line, so the Vikings being on another trip into the red zone here.
Again, marching down the field, getting another unclobbing first down. Lake Stevens continuing to impress. Another score before halftime. You really feel like it's going to put this game pretty far out of reach for Snohomish. They've got to make some sort of defensive stand here. Another turnover. Stop. Eason with time, though. Wide open player. Touchdown, Lake Stevens. Nobody in the area.
That was number 29, Ian Schneider, just wide open in the end zone there. Looked like no one picked him up, and he just was hanging out for a couple minutes there, just waiting for his quarterback to see him.
He just walked into the end zone. Nobody was around him. I don't know if that was a blown coverage. There's been several of those so far. Lake Stevens' first touchdown completion, very similar. The last touchdown completion, very similar to that, with a wide open player.
They're not able to match up here with all these different receiver threats that Lake Stevens has. The extra point is missed here. So the first real big mistake for the Vikings and Knutson there, keeping the score at 27-0. I mean, could be 28 at this point, but mixed extra point helped the scoreline a little bit.
A little bit. There was good pressure there, though, from the Snohomish special teams coming around the edge. Almost got there for the block. Not quite able to get there. Might have tipped the ball. Still 3 minutes left in the half. And Stevens really pouring it on.
Snohomish cheerleaders yet again trying to get the team and the fans, everyone hyped up here to see if they can make some magic happen and get back in this game. It's probably going to take some magic at this point too.
It'll take something special, that's for sure.
So going back to that Taylor Swift reference.
Please don't. Can we not?
Alright. Thought it was my best joke of the night so far, but
That was pretty bad.
I'll take that as a win.
You take it however you want, buddy. Nuts with a good kick. Snohomish running the ball down the middle. Took a little while to get that tackle, but finally got him down at about the 30-yard line. Another decent starting position for Snohomish. They just need to get some sort of production out of their offense. They've had a couple promising drives that have ended up sputtering at the end. The last one with another a turnover.
2 straight turnovers for the offense here from Snohomish, and it's unfortunate to see they had those promising drives like you were just saying, and just giving the ball up before they came across midfield.
Definitely have talented players. Get them to play. Pushing the pile forward. Snohomish's full team just pushing in almost like a rugby scrum.
Yeah, I think that was closer to a rugby scrum than a football play. Everyone lined up with about 7 yards of each other and just team running.
Yeah, team running, there you go.
It's more like, oh, we got more players than you. We're going to just run it closer and wait for your safeties to join the party.
It is almost like that. Seeing if that is what happened.
Looks like they're going to line up in a very similar formation. They might try it again.
This time, McDaniel back, throwing down the field, looking deep.
And a flag, a very much deserved flag. The cornerback there was really impeding the receiver. It looked like that was number 33, Armando Atope, who's had a couple good plays in this game for the defense, but making a costly mistake there and getting that pass interference call.
Receiver on that play was Cole Bride.
I like that.
Doing a good job to get down the field and draw the foul.
Well, I like that play call, running very similar formation twice in a row, and then instead of running the ball, airing it out over top and forcing the defense to make a play, and they made a mistake.
Lake Stevens fans not happy with the call, but they don't think they have too much room to complain. It was a
very just call.
Pretty clear call, in my opinion. Umpqua Bank first down, given by the penalty.
This ball will now be spotted at the 48-yard line, so almost to midfield here. Let's hope Snohomish can hold on to the ball here and not give up another turnover. And with 2:25 here to go in the first half, let's see if they can punch in the end zone.
I'd like to see him get on the board before halftime. Be good moral victory for him. Help build something out of the first half.
So that was the same formation yet again, and the third variation of it. First was the fullback, then the pass, and now that was to the running back. I guess you don't need to do too many things creative, just same formation.
Yeah, keep running the ball if you're finding success. Great defensive play there from Lake Stevens, getting penetration into the backfield.
Look at that, was number 89, Braden Ash for the Vikings, bringing down the quarterback in the backfield there. And it looks like it's going to be another 3rd and long there for Snohomish, and looks like another drive just might dwindle away here.
Snohomish getting themselves into tough situations. Long 3rd down conversions, not helping their case.
Well, you hope they can convert them, but
we hope they do, but they're not making it easy on themselves. McDaniel almost losing his footing, being able to keep upright though, throwing the ball down the field. He's an open receiver, ball caught on the sideline.
He was able to keep it in bounds.
That was an amazing catch by Ty Roth. And again, McDaniel impressed by staying on his feet.
Just eluding that pressure there. He almost tripped behind the line of scrimmage, was stumbling, somehow recovered his balance and found the open man down the field along the sideline. And Snohomish has a chance here with just over a minute to go to get some points on the board.
Snohomish is number 77. We don't have a name for him on the roster though. Coming off to the sideline, looks like he got a little stinger on his leg. Shaking it off though. We'll see if he comes back into the game, but don't want to see one of your linemen go down.
First promising chance here for Snohomish. Let's see if they can make something happen.
First time in the red zone. McDaniel handing it off. Stage fighting his way forward, getting a couple yards.
McDaniel's fake's so good, he has to tie his shoe. He almost faked the whole, didn't fake the defense out of their shoes, but faked himself. So nice job there by the quarterback, selling the fake. And let's see if they fake a handoff here and go over the top. It seems like their passing game is the most successful part so far.
Snohomish running the clock down though. They only got 30 seconds left. They need to pick up the pace a little bit. Don't want to run all the time off the clock.
And they are going to air it out.
Daniel throwing it down the field. Ball caught and tackled immediately, so good job by the receiver there.
Really put that into a small window. Had to put the perfect throw on that ball, and with 17 seconds to go, it looks like Snohomish will be calling their second timeout of the half.
I didn't quite see the number on that completion, but it looks like it was Jalen, or sorry, looks like that was, couldn't quite see that number.
That was an impressive pass by the quarterback there.
It really was. It was got it through a narrow opening, made it there, and receiver doing a great job catching the ball and holding on to it with a hit.
So I hate to say it, but earlier in the half they wasted that timeout right coming into the second quarter, and now they have one timeout remaining with 17 seconds to go here in the first half, and that might have been a waste of a timeout to start out the second quarter. We'll see if it comes into play.
And here they've got 1 more yard to pick up a first down, 6 yards for a touchdown. So they can get a short run and get it out of bounds, or a short completion and get it out of bounds. If they don't score, they can keep this drive going and maybe save themselves enough time to take a couple looks at the end zone.
They're really seeing some success in the air. Their running game is helping to create those openings, but the aerial attack has been successful. Let's see if they keep up with that strategy and get this touchdown. They will run it.
Looks like they did get enough for the first down, Umpqua Bank first down.
So that will stop the clock with 11 seconds to go.
Good opportunity here from Snohomish. First and goal from the 4-yard line.
Clock is running.
McDaniel takes the snap, throws it out to his right to the back corner of the end zone.
Just off his fingertips. I'm not sure if even if you brought that down, if he would have been in bounds, but good attempt in the back corner of the end zone for the receiver there. With 3 seconds to go, though, you only really have one more chance at the end zone here.
I think that was a good look. That was attempted for number 30, Cole Bryant, 6'3", junior. Got the height advantage on his defender there. Throw it up and let him try to make a play in the corner of the end zone.
It's unfortunate they only have 3 seconds to go here on second down. You'd hope they can get this in the end zone because this is going to be their last chance.
Probably going to be the last play of the half. So, see if they can get up on the board. Eason with a pitch. Ball comes loose. What a stand from Lake Stevens. Heartbreak. It's got to be heartbreaking for Snohomish. Getting down into the red zone, getting down to 4 yards out of the end zone. Just a bit of a miscommunication there from the quarterback and the running back on the pitch.
Quite the first half by both teams. I mean, was all Lake Stevens at this point. Snohomish had a promising drive there and coughed up that unfortunate turnover, but I want to thank you for listening to the first half here at STSPN. Look forward to seeing you here in the second half. Come on back, and we'll see you shortly.
That was beautiful. It's basically, yeah, it's great.
got about another 2 minutes left in the Action Jackson halftime.
Good performance by the band, Snohomish's band there. Made some interesting shapes in the field. We were talking up here in the booth, not sure if that was a parallelogram or a just misshaped square.
Could have been a diamond. There was a 5 or an S.
So, interesting halftime performance. Good sounding band. I like to see them out there dressed in their uniforms. And as a band player myself back in high school, not to brag, we were pretty good back at Old Evansville Way. But
I don't think anyone would take that as bragging.
But yeah, interesting halftime performance. But let's talk about the second half, Phil. What do you think we're gonna see here in the second half?
Honestly, I think we're going to see more of what we saw in the first half. I do think that Snohomish we saw enough out of their offense that I think they're going to get into the end zone at some point.
You don't think it's going to be a shutout?
I don't think it's going to be a shutout, or at least get a field goal. They've been down in the red zone enough.
Would you even kick the field goal at this point, though?
To avoid going out with 0 points, I think I would. Snohomish now taking the field. They do have the odds stacked against them. Looking at the numbers on the line here for Lake Stevens, averaging 255.7 rushing yards per game.
Oh, is that all?
That's quite a bit higher than the national average of 183.5. For passing yards, they have 284.7 passing yards. Again,
So averaging over 500 yards of total offense a game?
540.3. As opposed to the national average of 302.8.
And Lake Stevens takes the field.
For tackles, they've got 83 tackles per game, more than the national average of 56. Sacks, they've got 2.7, which is more than the national 1.7. And points per game, an impressive 46.3 points per game. Again, not against the national average of 25.9. So Lake Stevens coming in with really astronomical score lines or stat lines.
And where are you grabbing those stats from?
So Max Prep.
Okay.
So
Quite the stat line for the Lake Stevens Vikings. That's impressive, and I think we've seen it firsthand here tonight. They've really run up the scoreboard, leading here 27-0 on Snohomish's home field here at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Snohomish, Washington. It's been basically a blowout so far, and you hope that Snohomish can kind of pull it together here and see what happens.
I want to point out my prediction of 55-7 actually looking pretty good. The Lake Stevens halfway through the game. If Snohomish is able to get a touchdown, they'll be right into it.
My name's Phil. My prediction's close. Well, technically mine's close too, because I did predict 42 for the Vikings and 14 for Snohomish. So Snohomish got some work to do, and Lake Stevens needs to slow it down a little bit, but I think our chances of correct predictions are closer than we've ever been before, which I think we both win here.
Definitely improved from our last few games.
So as we get close to wrapping up our Action Jackson halftime show here, who are you thinking for the player game? Early predictions? I know we've seen a first half. I mean,
early prediction for me, I actually got to say it's Ian Schneider. He's been on-field completions, couple touchdowns. He's running the ball, really doing everything, and I've been real impressed with him.
You know, I was thinking Schneider too, but I can't help but think about how well the quarterback has played. Eason is just doing it all as well. He hasn't been running the play. He hasn't been running the ball, but other than that, he's been making it happen with his feet.
With the arms he has.
Yeah, I mean, you saw his long strike down the field, the one that did get broken up, but he has thrown multiple touchdowns, and I'm not sure how many total yards he has. I'm sure he has at least over 100, if not approaching 200 already, and playing a really good game yet again. The senior quarterback is quite the player, and as I mentioned it before, when his coach was asked what he thought about him, he said he's seen a lot of good quarterbacks in his time. He's been doing this for many years, but he really sees something special in Eason, and I cannot agree more at this point.
See that from here as the players are ready to take the field. Action Jackson Plumbing, proud to be the halftime sponsor for tonight's game. Action Jackson Plumbing is licensed, bonded, and insured plumbing company providing complete plumbing, drain cleaning, and sewer repairs for both residential and commercial customers. Action Jackson Plumbing offers 24-hour emergency service.
And Snohomish with a little squib kick hybrid with an onside kick there out to about the 35, and Lake Stevens picked up the ball, bobbled it real shortly there for a second, but then ended up returning it to about midfield, so a little trickery did not seem to work out in Snohomish's favor. And I mean, at this point, Lake Stevens has been able to drive from their own 20, from the 30, from midfield, so no matter where they've had the ball, they've been able to drive it down the field, so might as well try a little something there, right, Phil?
Yeah, well, Snohomish has got to do something, get themselves back in this game. Referee finally being able to wrangle a ball so that he can get it down on the spot.
So let's see how Eason comes out here and see if he makes a bid here for the player of the game.
Ball handed off immediately to Schneider, wide around to the left, finding an opening.
Huge
Stiff-arming a
stiff arm.
player, fighting his way out of bounds where he's finally tackled. Got a 21-yard run for a Umpqua Bank first down, so Schneider furthering his rushing total.
Very impressive run there by Schneider. Just as I was saying, Eason was going to make something happen. He gives the ball to Schneider, and he gets over a, 16-yard, almost 20-yard gain there.
That was a 20-yard gain. That was impressive. Seeing a lot out of all of these players tonight from Lake Stevens offense. Eason rolling out to his right. A lot of time looking down the field. Got the ball off, completed.
Looks like that was number 15, Riley Krenz, another player for the Vikings tonight that's been making a huge difference on both sides of the field, both offense and defense. Had some great receptions tonight, some big tackles for defense. Our player of the game will be presented by Adrenaline Fundraising later on today.
Crane's doing a good job there, being elusive after the catch, picking up some extra yards. Been good at getting himself open, finding some room in the middle of the field.
So that's Grimes lined up in the backfield next to Eason. Direct snap
to Schneider. Sorry, Grimes. Grimes fighting his way forward. Getting a good run. Looks like he got enough for another first down. Another Umpqua Bank first down for Lake Stevens. Really racking those up tonight.
Really just marching down the field as they've been doing all night. And Snohomish just can't come up with an answer for this potent Lake Stevens Viking offense.
Right off the bat, they're now down, and it's going to be first and goal from the 4-yard line. A lot of options here. Eason losing the ball, slipped out of his hand, but he's able to recover it. Bit of a unlucky break. He went back to throw, showing a little bit of frustration with himself for the mistake, but
lucky to come up with that ball there. I mean, that easily could have been a turnover and a momentum shift in this game, but Eason, veteran player, falling right back on that ball, not trying to make anything special happen, and getting his chance, still another opportunity to get in the end zone.
It's the maturity you like to see out of your leader and your senior captain. Eason, back under center, this time able to own the snap. Good catch and making players miss as he gets into the end zone. Another touchdown for Lake Stevens. That time it was Brandon Oden, his first completion of the game.
Another McDaniels do-it center touchdown, and looked like the Snohomish defense had that little bubble screen sniffed out, but all Brandon had to do was make one man miss and snuck right into the end zone.
Impressive spin move from the receiver, and the Snohomish without an answer. Extra point this time. Good for Nussin. 3 for 4 on the night. Or 3 for 5. 4 for 5 on the night. Math is getting tough as we get later into the game.
Never been a strong suit for you, huh, Phil?
I've actually been pretty good at math. Just
not when it comes to football.
Just tired. Just tired. It's been a long week. Friday night. Hope you all had a good week. Looking forward to the weekend. Got some excitement coming up this weekend.
Got some big games by the local football teams, the Huskies and the Cougars, and then huge game for the Seahawks on Sunday.
Finally at home, looking to get the first win.
Chicago Bears coming into town.
The Bears.
With Chancellor back for the team.
Should be exciting.
Anyways, back to high school football, and our game tonight with the Snohomish Panthers and the Lake Stevens Vikings. The score is now up to 34-0 for the Vikings with just over 10 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
Nothing a deceptively long time off the clock. It was almost 5 minutes. Seemed a lot faster than that. Lake Stevens taking some time off the clock and scoring.
Kick is
Nutson with a
underway.
line drive kick. Brought down the 10-yard line by number 27. Gets the ball out past the 20, past the 30,
opening.
pushing his own blockers out of his way. Got to the 40-yard line.
Quite the return there.
That was Stitch again, making his presence felt. He's having a good game on the Snohomish side, running the ball.
Really been the player of the game on the Snohomish side is Stitch, running it well. And
Stitch and McDaniel both having big games. One of the more successful drives for Snohomish coming on the back, really, of their quarterback, McDaniel, running the ball. Between him and Stitch, comprising of almost the entirety of the offense for Snohomish.
Let's see if they can get some other players involved at this point. Switch it up a little bit.
McDaniel, while he's rolling out to his right, he's looking down the field. Nobody's getting open for him, so he keeps it himself. Gets about a 4-yard gain.
Nice little block on the outside by Responte. Another player who has been involved heavily tonight, the primary receiver for the quarterback. And nice little blocking skills. Good to see from your receiver out on the edge to allow you to pick up those couple yards.
I'd like to see more separation for the Snohomish receivers. Give their quarterbacks something to work with. McDaniel running around buying time and just not getting any options down the field. So they settle for a short gain. 2nd and 7. Hands it off to Stitch. Jumps to his right and finds a little bit of a hole. Finds a few yards. But again, it's going to be 3rd and 6. Snohomish having difficulty putting themselves into manageable 3rd down attempts.
Yet again, only picking up a couple yards on each run. Their average for runs tonight has been under 5 yards and almost like more under 4, almost 3, almost picking up just 2 yards per carry. Where on the flip side, you have Lake Stevens picking up 5, 6 yards, and those offensive lines of both teams, Lake Stevens is clearly the superior one at this point.
And Stitch having a good season so far, early as it is. Lake Stevens defense doing a good job keeping it bottled up tonight as McDaniel fires down the field off the hands of number 30, Cole Bride.
A nice job by Hunter Ekstrom there to just step in front and get a hand on that ball. The receiver had the opportunity to come down with that catch, but defensive player making the better play on that ball.
A couple unfortunate misses so far tonight for Snohomish, and those are the type of plays that you really need to make when you're down as much as they are to get something out of the game. I've mentioned it before, McDaniel, the quarterback, and the punter.
Got a little bit of a switch here.
Formation, maybe trying to pull something off here. High snap. Brings it down. He is going to run to the right this time. Punts the ball late.
And there's going to be a flag there on the Lake Stevens player. Definitely getting a late hit there on the kicker. And McDaniel really selling it there on the sideline. But wasn't much to sell. That was just a costly mistake there by the Lake Stevens player. And they will get an opportunity here for, I think, a 1st down. I think that's going to go in as a rough in the kicker.
It could be. We'll see what the official call is. But that was a pretty late hit.
That will be rough in the kicker on Lake Stevens. I believe that is an automatic 1st down.
See where they end up marking them. Not as familiar with high school rules as I am with college and pro. A few differences here and there, so we'll see how it is.
Costly mistake by the Lake Stevens player there. Didn't quite catch his number, but really just diving unnecessary as the McDaniels just kicked the ball and put his body out there. And
it looked like the punt was going to be out of bounds right away, so it is enough for an Umpqua Bank 1st down, bringing it down to the other 40. So that is a 15-yard penalty and will be the Umpqua Bank 1st down. Snohomish now down into Lake Stevens territory.
Ball at the 41.
And again, a really unnecessary penalty. The punt wasn't going to look like it was going to be going anywhere. Sloppy play from both teams tonight as far as penalties go. I'm sure sure they'll be looking to tighten that up in the future.
As well as Lake Stevens has played tonight, they've definitely had some costly mistakes on both sides of the ball as far as penalties go, and you'll look to see them try to clean those up as the season progresses and keeps this undefeated season going for them.
Better run there from Snohomish. 6 yards on the run. This is what they've been having trouble with so far, getting themselves into second and third downs where they're shorter yards. It's tough when you're trying to make those third down conversions with 7 yards out. Ball handed off again. It looks like they've been running it with their fullback there.
Looks like a flag coming in from the side there.
A couple runs there from Bryce Lipke, number 43. Let's see what the flag's on.
Looks like it will be a holding
on Snohomish. So again, another costly penalty from these teams. Just gotta play a little bit cleaner, and it's
a huge 10-yard penalty on the offense there.
And it's been sort of the story of the night. Snohomish getting something going, starting to look promising, and then either a sack or a penalty, something to move them back and put them in a bad spot.
So now it's going to be 2nd and 17, 2nd and long here, and let's see if they can get a chunk of the yardage back here to make third down attemptable. I mean, not even manageable at this point. You just want to get some yardage back to give yourselves a chance.
I'd like to see Snohomish just start taking some long shots down towards the end zone here, at least try to make something special happen.
Well, the passing game was really successful for him at the end of the first half.
Stitch trying to get around to the edge. Good coverage, though, from several defenders from Lake Stevens, following him out towards the sideline, not giving him much.
I mean, if you think about it, in the end of the first half, they had a successful passing series as they was marching down the field, and they coughed it up on that costly turnover on the 4-yard line with a lateral. Their mistakes here have been really with running the ball, and I think they go back to airing it out. If they really want to attempt to get back in this game, as I should say, I mean, not really getting back in this game at this point, but showing some offensive power, they need to get back to airing this ball
down
out.
by 34, you really got to start making something happen. This time they are looking to throw, but nothing from McDaniel, and he is sacked. Number 26 from Lake Stevens, Matt Savile. Getting great penetration, chasing McDaniel down. And again, no separation for the receivers. McDaniel, no option down the field.
As I say, air the ball out. That is the risk you are taking with your offensive line playing how they have tonight. You are going to get that penetration by the D line, but the quarterback's got to be able to get that away. I know it is third down, but taking that huge loss is going to be costly. And now, as the punter yourself, you know that you're going to be dealing with a long punt here. More time to get away.
The punt off. High one this time. Fair catch. Wave for. Decides to let it drop. Probably the smart decision. Down by Snohomish on the 24, I'll say.
At least that was his best punt of the night. I could say that.
Looking to bring you some of the scores from the other games here in a little bit as we get those coming in. You mentioned the big game tonight of Glacier Peak playing Meadowdale. This quarter going by pretty quickly so far, already down to 6 minutes left. Eason rolling out to his left, looking back across the field. Throws it up, nobody really paying attention. 2 flags thrown. Not sure what those are going to be on.
Might be a legal man downfield would be my guess. I'm not quite sure. I didn't see much. It was another screenplay set up, and it looked like they had the proper setup, but with that incomplete pass, it is going to be an illegal man downfield.
Good eye. That's, I think, the second or third one.
That's the second one, yeah. I called on
Lake Stevens. And again, just those plays, those costly penalties for both teams. It's Lake Stevens in a position where, it doesn't hurt them too much, but if this was a closer game, it could really come back to bite them. And
you got your offensive lineman too far down the field before you make that completed screen, and they start blocking, and it's going to draw the penalty every time.
Something they've got to work on in practice, tightening that formation up.
Definitely had that screenplay well set up and well executed. They just need to connect that pass there.
There was a bit of miscommunication there about who was supposed to be running the routes, where they're supposed to be between the quarterback and the receiver. Eason, a lot of time to throw.
Going deep
down the field. He's got an open receiver. Ball caught. Great catch by number 15. That was Riley Krenzigan, has made some pretty big plays. Just getting behind his defender, the Snohomish defense, allowing him too much room down the field, allowing him to get behind them, and he makes a catch. It was a little short.
The defensive backs just lost him over the top there and almost stopped running on the play. Thought the quarterback had gone down or something, and the quarterback had released the ball and put it right over top the defenders' heads and gave them no time to recover, and just perfectly thrown a pass and right on target, and a huge gain for the Vikings yet again.
Another big throw from Eason, erasing the penalty and getting a huge Umpqua Bank first down, moving it down into Snohomish territory at the 41. Looking for another pass, but good penetration this time from Snohomish. Eason, though, being elusive, just runs out, surprisingly, about 5 or 6 yards back. Looked like he had an opportunity to throw that one away. It looks like it's going to be spotted back even further. It's going to be about a 8 or 9 yard loss. Not sure what the thought process was.
He
there.
had Grimes on the far side wide open. The running back had split out far to the left, and if he would have seen him, he would have had plenty of yards and plenty of room to pick up a huge gain, but too much under duress there by the Snohomish defense. And really, their first promising penetration of the night, they've been getting there, but Easton's been able to get the ball away, and the first time they've put him back for a loss.
That's one that, as the quarterback, you just got to throw it away, put it out of bounds. Another big run here for number 26. That's again Grimes. Good run, getting the ball back across to where the initial line of scrimmage was. About an 8-yard run. Good job there, getting it back in them to a 3rd and 10. So longer third down here for Lake Stevens.
Nice to see him get a good chunk of yardage back there, and 3rd and 10 is a lot better than where they were. So look for Easton here to make something happen. I expect to roll out here and him to probably find another receiver wide open down the field.
Having success with that again.
A screen
this time again to Schneider.
And stopped.
Stuffed. Good tackle there from the Snohomish player in the open field. Looking for his number now. Looks like that was number
19. Peyton Plecker with another play. He's had a couple big tackles, and he was able to stand up the defender there.
But it does look like they're going to be giving him enough for the Umpqua Bank first down.
Looked like he just got enough there with his forward progress. I'm kind of surprised to see that, because I thought he'd stopped him right before that yard line, but guess our perspective from up here in the booth isn't as good as the refs down the field.
Still an impressive stop, though. He was still the last one. It was an open field. Stuck him good. Stopped him immediately.
Stood him right up.
Eason. Snohomish getting more pressure on him, but this time he's able to find some room. He's running around to the left. He's got some room. He's got the edge. He dives into the end zone for a touchdown.
And there's a flag after the play.
So the play is called the touchdown, but we'll have to wait to see what that flag is. As it stands on the field, it is McDaniel's Dewitt center touchdown.
Let's see what this flag is. It might have been a leg hit on the Snohomish Panthers there. It looked like as he reached for the end zone, they might have got him.
We are getting the score now from the Glacier Peak game. Another lopsided game that was 49-0 Glacier Peak.
45-0.
0.
So Glacier Peak running up the score against Meadowdale.
Similar game that we're watching here.
I did not quite see the call on the field with what the penalty was.
But it does look like the touchdown stands, so must have been on Snohomish.
Thanks, Phil. Thanks, Phil, for unplugging me momentarily there.
Sorry about that.
Not going to let you not get called out on that on air.
Fair enough. Got some long cords around here. Score now is 41-0.
So, that extra point's coming in important here, because my prediction was 42-14. So Snohomish needs to get 2 touchdowns, and I will be right for the first time all season.
If I can get, I'm looking at it right now. If I can get 2 touchdowns out of Lake Stevens and 1 touchdown out of Snohomish, I will be spot on. So
wouldn't that
fingers
be
crossed on
impressive?
that.
And I'm not going to lie, I think you might be right. Because the way that this Lake Stevens offense is going, they don't look like they're going to stop anytime soon. They might even consider putting in their backups here shortly. So it looks like that penalty was against Snohomish there after the touchdown. So it was a roughing looks like roughing the player there, personal foul. So the ball's going to be spotted and kicked from the 45-yard line.
I believe the phrase you're looking for there was unnecessary roughness.
Yeah, there it is. I got every other word but that one.
Roughing, rough player, rough player.
Aggression. So now they will be kicking off from the 45-yard line.
Short kick for Knudsen. However that is pronounced, we're still not entirely clear. And he will just punt it, or kick it out the back of the end zone. So touchback. First touchback of the night, in fact.
Took an extra 15-yard penalty to cause that, but good to see. So with 4:13 here to go in the third quarter, we have that score of 41-0. Lake Stevens leads.
Crowd from Snohomish still into the game, which is nice to see, still supporting their team.
No one's left early, which is good to see.
I think pretty early to leave. We got some sort of cheer going.
Getting a little rowdy down there. McDaniel's back with the pass.
Keeps it himself. He's got some room down the field. Tackle from behind. Looked like he was about ready to be able to break something open there and get a few yards, but good pursuit there.
Looks like it was only a 1-yard gain, though, for all that effort. I'd really like to see Snohomish kind of claw their way back and get some points on the board here. You hate to see that shutout, especially here at home. Their offense, I'd say, has played to deserve a touchdown. They've made some costly mistakes, which is what's prevented them from it, but it'd be nice to see them get these points on the board.
That's where they've had several promising drives that either end due to penalties or turnovers, sacks in the backfield. They've just got to put it all together, especially down in the red zone. Had a couple trips down there and just unable to find the end zone. Daniels handing the ball off to Stitch.
Nice little run by Stitch there. Looks like he picked up 3 or 4.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be 3rd and 5 from the 25-yard line.
It's another 3rd down and pretty long, which is disappointing to see. You'd hope they'd learn by now to pick up some more yards the first couple of downs, but this Lake Stevens defense is really playing well tonight, and you can see why they kept Mount Vernon to under 100 yards of total offense last week.
I think Snohomish doing better than that this week. McDaniel rolling out to his left, looking down the field, finally finding a receiver who catches it, but it might have been out of bounds.
And it looks like it was incomplete there on the sideline for number 86. That was Gavin Bullock. It's really his first play of the game. I haven't seen Bullock get much action tonight.
Good attempt to try to get that to come down with the ball. Unfortunately, just sort of ran out of room.
One of the players we were watching coming in was Bullock, but hasn't been involved much tonight. It's really been responsive for their receiving corps.
About a minute and a half left in the third quarter. This game is starting to get closer and closer to being completely out of reach. It's 41. We've got a Fred's Rivertown Ale House timeout. And we're back. Snohomish timeout, just trying to come up with a bit of a game plan here on 4th down.
Gotta love Fred's Rivertown Ale House, though.
It's a great place.
A over 50 custom beers on tap. Still have yet to check it out here after one of these games.
I'll have to do that after one of them. That'll be.
Pretty sure Todd has volunteered to take us.
They have great food.
Todd, I think, is going to take us after one of these games and show us the place. I think he knows a guy or two down there, so I'm looking forward to that.
There's the punt. McDaniel with a good punt. Brought down at about the 40. Makes a player miss, getting out to the outside.
Another big block by a Lake Stevens player.
Forced out of bounds, just short of the 40-yard line. So Lake Stevens taking over once again inside Snohomish territory. Clock's running. Just found out that Eason signed with Georgia Bulldogs, so it's a bright future ahead for him. D1 school, NCAA.
Playing well too, deserves it. This kid is something special. Really making it happen when he has had the pressure. He's been elusive and really finding his receivers downfield when most quarterbacks would have either taken a sack or just thrown it away. Huge
Big
run
here. Ball coming down to about the 20-yard line. That one was Asi Tupua. But we've not seen as much in this game, but he's had a couple impressive games so far this year as well. For an Umpqua Bank first down.
Impressive 20-yard gain by the running back there. And
the clock runs out on the third quarter.
so as we approach the fourth quarter here, it's all Lake Stevens still, 41-0. Not much else to say besides that.
It's been rough going so far from Snohomish in this Gilpin Realty presented game here on STSPN.
I want to thank Sally Petty down there at Gilpin Realty. With the pass out to the edge, his running back, Grimes.
Good first play to open up the fourth quarter.
And sorry, that was actually out to Tupua there.
Yeah, looks like they might be getting him some more. Grimes having a big game so far.
Got the Snohomish drumline on the field with some fans mixing it with the cheerleaders. A little dance-off almost.
Showing up, not what I would call necessarily the most impressive of dance moves, but
Eason back.
throwing down to his right, or I thought it was a fake. Ball handed off again to Tupua.
And actually, excuse us, Eason is no longer in the game. It looks like that is Connor Bardu, the sophomore quarterback, 6-foot quarterback.
Good
looks like
observation.
Eason may be done for the game.
I can see why. The game pretty solidly in hand for Lake Stevens. Safe bet to take out your starter and they let the backup. I mean, he's sort of the heir apparent to play next year with Eason graduating, get him some experience, some good time. I mean, full quarter almost of play would be a good thing to get under his belt as he throws it out to the sideline. Is completed.
Late hit on the quarterback there, and yes, it is going to draw the flag. Definitely agree there.
Another costly penalty for Snohomish. Either way, it's going to be a Umpqua Bank first down. That was a good throw out to the sideline and a good completion by the receiver.
So roughing the passer on Snohomish, and that was clear. The quarterback had gotten rid of the ball very clearly, and the Snohomish Panther there just probably pretty disappointed in the team and himself tonight, and just cost himself a costly error there.
Cost himself a costly error.
Yes, it's very costly. So now the
Not
ball
very
will be spotted
cost-effective.
within the 10 on the 8-yard line. Lake Stevens looking to put another point up, another score up on the board.
Knocking on the door again. Just been
Not
impressive
much.
team so far.
Not much the defense can do for Snohomish. When they are getting the stops or the plays, they're getting costly turnovers or mistakes that are just keeping them out of this game.
Have we seen a Lake Stevens punt all game?
I don't believe we have.
That's impressive.
We have seen one turnover by Lake Stevens, but
That was unfortunate. One of that's Tupelo finding his way easily into the end zone for another McDaniels do it center touchdown. Lake Stevens just keeping up the pressure. I mean, it helps when you have your running backs as successful as both of theirs are. And Tupelo picking right up where Grimes left off. 47-0. That really just seems too easy. A lot of these scores for Lake Stevens seems like the only ones out there.
Knutson with another extra point. I told you he was going to be busy, and
He absolutely
he has been.
That puts the score up to 48-0. One more touchdown, and I'll have predicted the correct score. So, hopefully, fingers crossed. It's getting close.
Congratulations.
It's getting close.
I'm just proud of both of us. This is the closest we've been all season.
I'm really just proud of myself.
Okay. Let's think about each other. We're in this together.
I'm trying not to think about you. We're having a little fun up here in the press box. Of course, we love each other.
Good camaraderie between us, known each other for too long. We won't go into details.
It's been a long time.
It's been a very long time, not that I'm counting.
13 years? 14 years, somewhere in there?
Let's just say too long. I mean,
Just the right amount.
just the right amount. So Knutson back to kick it off here. Look to put it downfield. Don't need to do anything special.
Another good kick. Down to the 15. Pretty good return there for Snohomish. Even falling forward after it looked like he had been stopped, but a good job keeping his legs moving. That was number 27, Stitch. Again, really been, he and McDaniels, the two big players for Snohomish, have been impressed with Stitch. Not able to get too much going in the run game, but he's been working hard. And he's broken a few open. It just feels like if his offensive line was able to give him a little bit more opportunity, he could have done a lot more.
I could definitely agree with that, Phil.
He gets the ball again here, and again is immediately hit as soon as he gets the ball, and is still able to earn a few yards as he's swarmed. Another penalty.
I think this one's going to be on Lake Stevens for a little extracurricular activity there after the play had been blown dead.
There was a little bit of pushing and shoving.
So it looks like it will be
On Lake Stevens, so as we predicted, or as we called. So, these penalties for both teams, if the game was closer, could have played a bigger part in it. So that'll be a
I think that was an unsportsmanlike conduct call.
15-yard penalty. Umpqua Bank first down for the end of the play.
So if there was a couple things Lake Stevens could certainly work on, it's penalties, that's for sure, and cleaning it up, discipline really, and then their special teams hasn't been, their kickoffs, the Snohomish Panthers have really been able to get pretty good field positioning, so.
McDaniels, a little more time this time, decides to pull it down and run it. Doesn't get much. Maybe getting back to the line of scrimmage. He had time there, which has not been the case for most of the evening, but again, he's looking for an open receiver, and he's just not finding one.
No, he's unfortunately they're well marked downfield and not giving the quarterback much to work with, so he's had to put it on his legs for the most part, but that time he wasn't able to make anything happen.
It's been an impressive showing for the secondary for Lake Stevens, both coming up to help out against the run and stopping those passes down the field. Looked like that was attempted for number 30, Cole Bride. Maybe looking for the pass interference call, but it looked like there was much there. Good no call from the refs.
Oh, 50-50 ball. I mean, looked like he was the only Panther in the area. There was 3 Vikings around the ball, so lucky that didn't get picked off, but inches away from making that connect as well, so could have gone either way.
Area. McDaniels handing the ball off. Stitch hit going backwards, keeping on his feet though, driving forward.
Nice cut up field to gain an extra few yards out of that play. It's still going to come up short of the first down, but promising run there by Stitch.
Really no quit. That does still put them up to 4th down and 7. With 6 minutes left in the game at this point, you just got to try to get yourselves on the board. I'd like to see him go for it, and it looks like they're going to be. Paul a bit in the way between me and the backfield. He's trying to get a good look at it.
So this is Brandon Jodok actually in for QB for the Snohomish Panthers.
Hands the ball off. Stitch looking for room, finding a little bit, going back and forth. Looks like he might have fallen forward enough.
Somehow he fell forward enough. That was quite the impressive run there. I didn't think he had enough there to get the first down, and he was able to kind of keep bouncing around and stretch the ball out and got that Umpqua Bank first down.
Good rush from Stitch, showing why he's had as much success as he had early in the game.
Looks like Jodok will be the quarterback for the remainder of the game, for my assumption here.
Might be trying to protect their starting quarterback, as the rest of this game is out of reach at this point. But
Daniel had a pretty good game, but he just didn't have the protection or the time to really make much happen, and unfortunately that seems to be one of the difference makers in this game.
He's found some success with his own running, but a few good completions down the field, but for the most part he's not having a lot of time, and when he did have the time, not having an open receiver. So a bit of a rough game for him, but as you said, he did play well himself. Definitely a talented kid. Quarterback keeping it, finding a little bit of room, bouncing off players, staying on his feet there. Got his foot wrapped up and finally brought down.
Nice little run.
30.
So as we wind down here with 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the game, what are you thinking, Phil, for our adrenaline fundraising player of the game? I mean, before the time slips away from us and not really much starters left in the game, I think it's really up between 2 players, the 2 we discussed before, Ian Schneider and Jacob Eason. Which way are you leaning?
Such a tough call. I mean, my vote goes for Ian Schneider. Couple big completions, good running as well. Got a couple of touchdowns himself. The run here for Snohomish, almost enough for the first down, but just short of it. About a yard or 2 shy. It's another 4th down.
So I think we're going to have to take a vote of our other members up here in the press box, because I'm leaning towards Jacob Eason.
And it's hard to argue against that as well.
That final touchdown that he had, that bootleg that he ran around the edge there and made something out of nothing and snuck it in over the pylon was quite impressive. He just had a stellar game, really eluding the defenders and keeping the plays alive. So we'll have to take a vote here momentarily and see what we come up with.
Fullback Bryce Lipke finding some room and enough for the Umpqua Bank first down.
That was an impressive run by the fullback.
It really was. Found enough room, found a little bit of daylight, and took the ball just straight down the field. But as they're saying, it is hard to choose. We also can't overlook Andrew Grimes having a great game running the ball.
We'll have to take that vote momentarily. Let's see if Snohomish can get this ball in the end zone here and prevent the shutout.
Ball blown dead before the play was started.
Good thing, too. I mean, I don't know if the players had heard that or not, but there was no Panther in the area if that hadn't been blown dead.
Yeah, it looked like the receivers had stopped running after they heard the whistle. Looks like
costly mistake.
On Snohomish. Again, penalties killing these promising drives they had. This one, only a 5-yard penalty, so not as bad as some of the other ones.
So under 2.5 minutes to go here, Snohomish is driving, but pushing themselves back at first down and 15.
I'd really like to see him be able to get into the end zone here. Okay, back. Keeps it himself. Throws the ball forward. In and out of the hands again of his receiver. I think that was, again, Cole Bryant. They targeted him a few times.
He had that and just let it slip through his hands, unfortunately.
Throw was a little high, but definitely a catchable ball. A couple defenders in the area.
So unfortunate to see there.
Missed opportunities, the story for Snohomish.
He was just about in.
2nd and 15 here. Lipke out wide. Time to throw. Tucked in himself. He's got some room.
Making guys miss.
Right. Strong stiff arm. Touchdown Snohomish.
Brandon Joduk with just putting the team on his back and getting the first touchdown of the game for the Panthers, and that's a huge personal win for the young quarterback and for this fan base here. Great job.
Really made something out of nothing. It looked like he held onto the ball too long.
Should have been tackled there a few times and just made a couple guys miss, got some blocks downfield, and well done. And that was another McDaniels Do-It Center touchdown.
The first for Snohomish.
So as we have our first extra point attempt for the Panthers, looking to make this game 48-7.
Kick is off. It looks like it was good, and it is. Score is now 48-7.
Pretty close to your prediction here, Phil, with 1:31 left.
Let's see if Lake Stevens can get that in. You know, exactly right. I'm pretty excited.
I doubt it at this point, but fellow members of the box, we're having a debate where you can't decide on a Adrenaline Fundraiser player of the game. We're debating either between Jacob Eason of Lake Stevens or Ian Schneider.
Had a great game so far. Yards both in the air and on the ground. Couple touchdowns.
So I think we got a final vote here. What do we come up with, Phil?
It looks like the final vote. We are going to have our Adrenaline Fundraising Player of the Game will be number 29, Ian Schneider.
I was on Team East there for a while, but you know what? I can be okay with that. Schneider had a heck of a game, a couple of touchdowns, I believe, and good end-around running from the wideout and some clutch catches down the field. So well done by Schneider, and congratulations to him for being the Adrenaline Fundraising Player of the Game.
He was also involved in a couple blocks down the field, allowing other players on the offense to get some yards. And a lot of times receivers not getting enough credit for that extra effort.
And an onside kick attempt.
Ball bobbled, but it looks like it would be recovered by Lake Stevens. Covered up by number 5, Tristan Keith.
I like that attempt there. I mean, you have really nothing to lose at this point, and
You might as well.
that's a good practice moment there, and I like the call by the coach.
Yeah, it's good to see. You never want to quit.
It's good to see the Snohomish fans sticking around, even though it's been basically a blowout by Lake Stevens. I like to see the fans still here and supporting their team, and looks like they're still lively and having a good time here on a Friday night at Veterans Memorial Stadium.
Yeah, high school football always a good time. Big run here for Lake Stevens. Carrying players down the field. That's Tupua again. Coming late to this game, but already he's got to be over 100 yards.
Quite an impressive run there by the big man, and just bouncing off tackles and getting down the field. And now they're at the 27-yard line of Snohomish with 30 seconds to go here. I think they're going to have to run another play here, and wouldn't be surprised here if they go and try to go for the end zone.
I'd like to see it.
I think Phil, you're going to be close. Oh, bubble screen.
Bubble screen. Player out to the right, making a few misses. He's got some room, but he is tackled down across the 10. 12 seconds left on the clock. That might do it for the game.
And looks like, Phil, you were just about 8 yards short of predicting this game exactly as it was
So close, but great game from Lake Stevens. Good effort from Snohomish. Offense having opportunities to get some more points on the board, but just being thwarted by either turnovers or penalties. This game again presented by Gilpin Realty.
So as we look forward for Lake Stevens, they have Cascade next week, Monroe the following week, Mariner, and then Kamiak, followed by Jackson to finish out their season. Should be quite the schedule for Lake Stevens coming up, and see if they can keep this unbeaten streak alive and finish the season undefeated.
Again, as time is now fully out, our Adrenaline Fundraising Player of the Game Ian Schneider. An impressive game. Adrenaline Fundraising. For over 20 years, Adrenaline Fundraising has been raising more money in less time for Washington schools. We are so confident in our fundraising program that we guarantee your results. Whether your team is looking for traditional fundraisers like gold cards or cookie dough, or you want to explore our new technology fundraisers that leverage your network, we are here to help. Visit adrenalinefundraising.com to contact your local rep today.
So quite the interesting game we watched here today, Phil. And for Snohomish, it looks like they have Mount Vernon, Cascade, Kamiak, Jackson, and Mariner to wrap up their season as they go along. And they'll be looking for their first win of the season. And you hope they can get that in one of these future games. They are a hard-working team and showed a lot of effort tonight, but it just wasn't in the cards. It was all Lake Stevens. And Lake Stevens really earned the win tonight and proved why they are undefeated. And look to see what happens with this team. They look good to me.
Yeah, they're definitely looking impressive. I believe they're ranked second in the state, so definitely going to be a contender as we get to the end of the season. Good sportsmanship there shown by both teams, shaking hands before they head off the field.
So we want to thank you yet again for joining us for this STSPN broadcast of the Lake Stevens Vikings taking on Snohomish football here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Our presenting sponsor today, Gilpin Realty. Thanks again for watching, and we look forward to you attending another broadcast of ours. Thanks Phil for coming in tonight, and all our team here. Have a good night.